Mike Buenaventura here with the Archambault Buenaventura team, and I am pleased to have Tod Boss here, a good, longtime friend of mine, and we're going to talk about radon, the scary, unknown radon gas. Okay, Tod, you've been in the industry for, since 2011?
Correct, yeah.
And I've known you since before then, so I remember you getting into the industry through various different avenues, and now you're the account manager, sales manager for Fantech, which is one of these products.
We manufacture radon fans, yeah. Well, we manufacture a few things. Radon fans is one of them. We also manufacture HRVs, HEPA filters, anything really to do with clean air. We can help you out.
And Fantech is one of the largest manufacturers of radon mitigation fans, correct?
Correct,
and
yes.
You cover all of Canada?
Yes, I'm all over Canada.
So since 2011, I mean, back then radon would have been a taboo word. No one knew what it was.
Yeah.
My first introduction to radon was actually my son going through science class, I think in grade 11 or 12, and he was like, "Dad, we got this scary thing in our basement," and then it just so happened that you were in that industry, so we chatted about this. 5-6 years ago.
Right, the monitor testing.
Yeah, so we had our home tested. Anyways, so we have this beautiful home listed right now, and it's conditionally sold, so that's fantastic. But we did have some hesitation about this radon system, and that's why I just got the idea to bring Tod in, like I said, a good friend, someone I know, I trust, to just discuss about with us about what this means. So long story short, this home is beautiful. We've had a lot of people love the home. We've had a couple people actually hesitate, one in particular with another agent who said, "You know what, I'm pregnant. I'm not comfortable with what the homeowners disclosed, that there was radon in the home, like most homes have, right?"
Yeah, well, every home has radon.
Every home has radon. So the homeowner disclosed, we had radon. I got it tested. We got a new system put in, and the numbers are negligible. In his words, they were under 16, and Todd will go over what that means. But with that explanation, scared off one or two clients, and one in particular, this pregnant lady, and she was like, "I can't live in a home like that." Funny enough, I brought that up to my good friend Tod here, and what was the exact thing you said?
Well, that the home that she's living with probably has higher levels of radon than the home she could have potentially bought.
Right. So explain that a little bit. So you get your home tested for radon. There's a number on there, and I've seen the scales, so I'm going to throw out a number there. Would it be abnormal to see a home with 300 to 500 radon? Like, was it
With becquerel? Yeah,
becquerel
per cubic meter.
Cubic meter. I knew it was meter.
Yeah.
So let's say 300 to 500. Is that abnormal to see a home in Winnipeg?
No, not even a brand new house. An older house. The only home that you're free and clear of radon will be a tree house. So
that's wild to me. So a lot of homes could test into 300 to 500.
Absolutely. Manitoba, we have some of the highest levels, and Saskatchewan in the world, actually. Personally,
is it the prairies, do you know, or is it...
It's the Canadian Shield, really, that determines it, and how tight we build our homes now, and how energy efficient we're building as well. So even anyone doing renovation, I also consider testing for radon as well, because you're making things tighter. Great for energy, poor for increasing your levels of radon.
Hence HRVs being code, right?
Absolutely.
So this homeowner this was about 4 or 5 years ago. He doesn't recall what the testing was, but got the system done. Did I think it was a 3-month minimum radon test.
91 days. Yeah.
91 days after the fact of install, and his number was 16 becquerel per cubic meter. What does that mean, Todd?
It's almost equivalent to outside air. 10 to 13 is outside air, so it's really, really low.
And at what becquerel per cubic meter do you recommend someone does something about it? Like, is it 50? Is it 100? Is it 150?
Sure. Well, Health Canada considers 200 becquerel a guideline number. World Health Organization considers radon 100 becquerel.
Okay.
So it really is a matter of what you're comfortable with. Obviously, 16 becquerel is a nice low number, even lower than, say, 190 from Health Canada's guideline number. Now, these are guideline numbers. These are not recommendation numbers. So you can actually do do better things. It's like bare minimal code. It's
Yeah.
a bare minimal number.
Well, funny you bring up code. One of my rebuttals to this agent that said their client wasn't comfortable with this was that they're actually, if you work with any new homes, which we do, they actually have a roughed-in radon mitigation pipe.
Yes.
And what that is for is essentially to hook up this whole system to it. And my exact words to her, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, was just like HRVs were back in the early 2000s, this will be code.
Yeah.
Like, this system will be code in new homes in the near future. I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Would you
So,
say that?
yeah, I mean, there's talk through the general standards boards that are going to put passive pipes in. So certainly passive pipes is an option as well. Initially with new build construction, you will always be lower with an active system, meaning you plug it in. Passive's great, and they can help reduce your radon levels.
Yeah.
However, the best thing would be a fan on that passive system, and you'll always be low.
So the other question is, if someone can't maybe afford a system like this, and I don't think that they're too expensive given your health.
Sure.
But what is the average price of an install like this?
These can range from anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000.
Okay.
They're really not
So less than the price of a furnace.
Yeah, for sure.
If someone can't do that right away, and let's say they've had their home tested, what is a few things that they can do to potentially lower the amounts of radon? I know myself, I sealed around my sump pit.
Yep.
Some people say cracks. What is your basic recommendation aside from a system?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and this is something maybe a DIYer just wouldn't want to do themselves because this is actually sucking from the sump pit area, removing all that soil gas and radon gas and extracting it. However, there's a few things I see that there's likely a dranger in this vent, which also prevents any backdrafting. So you don't want to snuff out any of your gas appliances or things like that. So I do recommend calling a certified radon installer.
Okay.
They will look and seal up all the cracks that they can access. Is really what they're not going to lift up linoleum, carpet. It's really no need for it either. The results have been proven very efficient. That an average system like this doesn't require a $10,000, $20,000 renovation to the basement.
Right.
It is a very simple system.
Well, and every basement home's going to have some form of cracks. May it be hairline or a bigger. I mean,
I would worry in Manitoba if it didn't crack.
exactly.
Actually,
There'd be an issue there. So that's great. The other question is, do I have radon? And our real estate team actually has a testing device that will give you a short-term number and a long-term number. And I know in the radon industry, it's probably not as detailed of a device that they use, but if you wanted maybe a quick snapshot of what your basement and home is bringing in, reach out to us. We'll borrow it to you for 14 days, 30 days. If you were to call a radon mitigation company, how do they test for radon?
Yeah, similar to. They also have those same loaning devices. Health Canada recommends testing for a period of 91 days or 90 days or more, so you can go up to a year. But it really is that monitor is to give you, like you say, a snapshot. Maybe you're super high and you want to do something with it and not wait until the heating season, which Health Canada recommends a 90-day test over the winter periods.
Because things are more sealed, right?
Correct.
Doors
Everything's
are closed,
100%
windows
there.
are closed,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair.
So they recommend 91 days, and then you would send this puck like product. You would test that in the lowest lived-in portion of the home, send it off to the laboratory, and of course, because you have a laboratory telling you, then there's no bias on where the results come from.
Right. So things are a lot more detailed with that type of a testing system. A lot of people don't want to wait the 90 days. I'm sure if their levels are high over a few weeks or a month or so at any given time of the year, they're
Right.
probably going to want to do something. I think that's given us a ton of information in terms of the radon mitigation system.
Fix is easy. It's not rocket science, it's building science, and it's very easy to fix this concern for your health, for your family's health.
Appreciate it. Like I said, we wanted to bring Tod in because questions were raised. We disclosed radon in the house and that like most houses, that system installed and it's not a problem. And for some reason that, like I said, well, we know the reason. It's just an unknown, and it's no fault to anyone else. But because it's newer, it's an unknown issue. It's an unknown fix, and I hope that this gets out to a lot more people to just, again, help us make better decisions. If you need that radon tester, reach out to me in the DMs. Let me know. We'd be glad to borrow it to you, and I'll set you up with some contacts that Tod likes to use for installs to get something like this done, whether you want a quote or a laboratory testing system. Like I said, it's coming down the road in terms of having this code. So either you kind of get on board and protect your health,
and your family's health,
and
right?
your family's health,
Yeah.
or it's something that's going to be imposed on any type of major renovation or new home. So thanks again for joining us. Thanks to Tod. You're off to LA, you said,
Yes, sir.
for work to discuss radon and
Vapor intrusion.
Vapor intrusion.
Also exciting.
That's a whole another video.
Another episode. We'll
Another
get there,
episode.
though.
Thanks again, Tod.
Cheers. Thank you,
We
Mike.
will talk to you again.
All the best.